let me go ahead and share. All right, 1 second here. All right, can everyone see me?
Yes.
All right.
Make sure and record it.
All right.
It's recording, Jake. Got it recording.
All right, that's awesome. All right, thanks for that, Eric. All right, so how's everyone doing today? Good. I'm glad. So lots of updates. Lots and lots and lots of updates. But first off, what does everyone think about this down market we're in right now? It's
crazy.
It's pretty crazy. All this Russia, Ukraine, and it's unfortunate. And I don't like to pick sides. I have a lot of friends who are both Ukrainian and Russian living here in Chicago. It's the melting pot of the former USSR. So there's a lot of both Russians and Ukrainians here, and yeah, it's a tough position to be in. But what it means to all of us is that we're in a market that is unpredictable. Well, very unpredictable, and as well as being unpredictable, it is what they're calling a bear market. So it's very unfortunate, but I do think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. I think there's a couple points here that I want to make. I mean, one is, you look at what's occurred, and Russia has been put on sanctions. They've had SWIFT, which, for those of you who don't know what SWIFT is, it's the payment rails for it's like ACH, it's wire transfers, things like that, and that's been shut off for Russia, and I think even the Ukraine. But what is a benefit to this, and a benefit for all of us, is that this demonstrates the real powerful utility of cryptocurrency. I know for a fact, I don't know about Russia, but I know Ukraine has put out their wallet addresses and have been validated by the founder of Ethereum that they are in fact the real addresses, and they're asking for donations. And this just demonstrates that cryptocurrency has a real utility, a very, very real utility outside of the payment rails and financial institutions and so forth. So this is what everyone says, look at the bright side of life, look at the bright side of every problem and turn it into an opportunity. And that's what exactly is happening here, is that we're proving the validity of cryptocurrency, of Ethereum, of Bitcoin, of other currencies. I did in fact think about this earlier when I saw the ERC20 wallet address. I said, well, we should send some Cure token their way, and not that they would ever use it, but just as a demonstration that we're here to support, what's happening here, and trying to support the people that are getting harmed. And it's unfortunate, but the good thing is that there is word that there's a treaty potentially happening as soon as tonight, and that's great. So they're in peace talks, and what that means for us again is that we've proven that Bitcoin and Ethereum are solid payment rails, not only in time of crisis but any time, and any time that the traditional banking system has collapsed, which has happened in this situation. But as well, it means that if there are peace talks, it means that the price of both Bitcoin and Ethereum is definitely going to go up from here, which is going to cause a massive reversal. What I believe is going to be a massive reversal, and that's going to just help all projects that are inevitably tied to it. Binance, BNB is tied to Ethereum and Bitcoin, just like everything else. Bitcoin is the leader, Ethereum follows, everything else follows it. And so I'm optimistic about that. But with that aside, there are a lot of updates about what's been going on. What's been going on as early as last week, this week. For those of you who don't know, last week we were in Daytona for the Daytona 500. Eric flew out from the UK and met me there. So we are both doxxed, obviously. We are both real people. And what we did there is actually to a significant benefit of the project. We didn't go out there for just for lollygagging or just hanging out. We went out there for a purpose, and we had a significant amount of meetings that were scheduled. Everything from meeting with the race team, meeting with Noah Gregson, our driver, lining up all the events and different types of tactics that we're going to be deploying between now and September. We met with the NASCAR Foundation to talk about how we could jointly work together to get Cure Token out there more. So that was extremely beneficial and very receptive. So we have a call coming up next week to discuss further how we're going to work together to take Cure to the next level. We did also meet with, who else? Eric, you're on, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Who else
So
did
we met with NBC.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
NBC,
whether
NBC Sports. Yeah, NBC
Yeah,
Sports.
because I don't know whether people are aware, but Fox cover the first half of the season and then NBC take over. So both NBC and MRN, who are NASCAR's radio. So when you're in the stadiums, it's all over the speakers, it's on the TVs there, it's all over the screens, the coverage by MRN. So both of them were meeting up with us to strategize from the 27th of August when they returned to Daytona to prepare essentially for the whole of September. So run it from the 27th of August through September, a complete awareness campaign of Cure Token and obviously the Race for a Cure campaign, which was great. And then Jacob's going to be on TV with Noah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did meet with MRN. And MRN is the broadcast network for NASCAR. And then, good thing you brought that up, at NBC Sports. So as Eric mentioned, Fox represents all of NASCAR today, and they have for many, many years. But that is switching over mid-year this year to NBC. So we met with the executives over at NBC Sports to talk about Cure Token, talk about Race for a Cure, talk about what we're trying to do here in building awareness for our project and building awareness for the cause. And they were extremely receptive. So it was great to see that. I believe, and I think Eric can testify to this, but I believe that they're going to really bring our project to the forefront. What everybody realizes, and it's not an unknown fact, is that cryptocurrency is kind of a scary place for a lot of people, and a lot of companies don't want to associate themselves with cryptocurrencies. They don't want to talk about it, especially the media. It's just like it's a shadowy, dark place today still. But they were extremely receptive to the concept of bringing to the forefront what we're trying to do here and what we want to accomplish. And I was actually surprised by that. And we have a meeting, I think it's scheduled for next week. I believe so. Eric, you need to hold me to that. But I believe we're meeting with them next week to talk further about how we can, kind of bring this project to the forefront in the month of September. Because September, as everyone knows, is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. So outside of that, we met with the race team, the driver. We met with NBC, MRN, the foundation of NASCAR. There were a lot of meetings that were scheduled. So extremely beneficial, time out of our days. And, I want to say this, but I hate to say this, but I hope everyone realizes that this is, going above and beyond for all of us. This is out of pocket. We're covering our own expenses. We're doing everything we can to further this project from a personal perspective. And that extends beyond me. I've been doing that for the life of this project, but Eric has also been doing that. He flew himself out to the UK. He put himself up. He made all of his arrangements. And I think that's a testament to the people that are behind this project, that Eric's willing to do that, put himself out there, and he believes in what we're trying to accomplish here. And I do as well. I mean, I hope you realize that. I do as well. So, but with that, Daytona was I think a very significant success for our project. And it's not an immediate thing we're going to see on our chart today. This is something that we're growing and that we're organically building to the point where this is going to be the differentiator for us, one of the differentiators. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm very excited about the progress we've made and all of the opportunities that have been laid out in front of us because of last week. So right on the heels of that, I flew back to Chicago on Monday, and then unfortunately I had to drive out to New Mexico. And for those of you who don't live in the United States, that's about a 2,000-mile drive from Chicago to New Mexico. So I was in the car for 2,000 miles, packed up a house, packed up all my stuff, moved it into a trailer, and then came right back. So I did a full circle. And I just landed here about 3 or 4 hours ago. So I'm looking a little tired, only because I've been driving for 4,000 miles in the past few days here. But I haven't lost sight of what we're doing here. I haven't lost sight of the community. I haven't lost sight of all the people that are working to support this project. We have a lot going on. Right before Daytona, we launched the NFT promotion. And remember that this is going on until September 11th. So we have a lot of time to get people excited about it, get people motivated, sell more NFTs. But the positive news is that we have sold, I think it's 220 or so NFTs here. Let me see exactly how many it is.
223 a couple of minutes ago.
223 NFTs. That's a lot of NFTs.
Yeah.
And what this means for all of us is that anyone who bought an NFT is entered into the promotion. And you're going to be able to win prizes throughout every single target that we hit. So we're going to be hitting the first target here, hopefully on this call. And if not this call, very shortly, within the next 24 hours. Our first target allows us for one PlayStation 5, one iPhone 13 Pro, and this is actually pretty cool, and NASCAR tickets. So you'll be able to come to the race in September and see the driver, get access to everything there. And it'll be a really cool experience. So those are the 3 prizes that we're giving away once we hit 250 NFTs. In order, and I've talked this over and I debated this a lot. A lot of people, okay, I don't want to lower the price, but a lot of the people want to lower the price. So we're going to go to 0.1 BNB. And the reason we're going to do this is to get more people into it. We only have 25, 27 or so NFTs that we need to sell, and then we'll do the drawing. And I'd love to do the drawing live on the air. So let's do that. So I guess first off, I'm going to lower these prices to 0.1 BNB. The prizes stay the same, the entry stays the same, but they're going to be going for 0.1 BNB instead of 0.15 BNB. So I'm not going to actually sit here and do that, so you don't have to watch me do this, but I am going to talk while I'm doing this. So outside of the NFT promotion, I'm actually pretty excited about how many NFTs we've sold. I talked to a couple industry experts on NFTs and told them about the promotion we were doing and the way we were doing it and the types of prizes we were doing. And all the feedback we got is that this is an exceptional demonstration of how NFT should be utilized in the space of sweepstakes, raffle, and lottery. We're giving away some big prizes. We're giving away 2 Camaros. That's pretty cool. 2 Camaros, tons of MacBooks, tons of iPhones, PlayStation 5s. There's a lot of prizes to be won here, but we got to make it to that target 1 to illustrate to the rest of the world that we actually pay out, and this is a legitimate thing. And these are, you buy the NFT and you actually can win something. And that's why I'm so excited about getting there. But the 0.1 BNB that we're moving to, I think it's a testament to the community. I mean, it's these people on the call, it's these people in our chat that are there on a daily basis. These are the people that I would love to see win one of these prizes. And that's why we're lowering it to 0.1 BNB is I guess in gratitude for everyone who participates in Cure, everyone who's here, everyone who's been a long-term holder that's still here, everyone that believes in the project, believes in what we're trying to accomplish. And I want to talk a lot about what we're trying to accomplish next. But this is this is a thank you to all of you for just being here and being a part of Cure and helping us get to the next level. So I do want to get this down to 0.1 BNB before I continue on. So give me 1 second here while I go into the contract and actually edit this live on the air. And right now it is 0.15 BNB. And in seconds here, it will be 0.1 BNB. In less than seconds. You can count me down on this. All right, a little bit more in seconds. I got to connect my wallet, sorry. All right. It looks like that has worked. Let me see if the transaction has gone through. Yeah, it's not gone through yet. So give me 1 more second. All right, here we go. Price. Oh, this is going to take me another second. I should have this set up. All right, here we go. All right, reset, connect wallet. Price. And set it to 1 BNB, or 0.1 BNB rather. There it is. All right, the transaction has gone through. So now the price of NFTs is now set at 0.1. This does not change the prize pool. So the prizes are still going to be staying the same. But we want to sell 25 to 27 NFTs as soon as possible, because I'd love to do the drawing in the next 24 hours here. And if sooner, that would be even better. So the price is now at 0.1 BNB. If anyone has any issues with that, definitely reach out, let me know. All right, so that was Daytona. That was Race for a Cure NFTs. Race for a Cure is also getting a lot more legs, a lot more traction. It seems like everybody that we speak to about Race for a Cure, and keep in mind, Race for a Cure directly impacts Cure Token. This is a one-to-one. And everyone we speak to about Race for a Cure, it really resonates with them. We spoke with Matt Collick, who is the owner of the Collick race team, which is the race team that we're sponsoring, and told him about Race for a Cure, and he loved it. He said, let me know what I can do, how I can get involved, what it is that you need in order to take this to that next level. We also spoke to the NASCAR Foundation, and they said the same thing. It's a great concept, and it ties right in with NASCAR. And it's just something that's going to help bring this project to the forefront and get more eyeballs on it and get more awareness. So I'm very excited about it. A lot of people are excited about it. And there's going to be a lot that's going to come out of this, a lot more in the future. And definitely stay tuned for all of that, because there's going to be a lot more. So then talk about some of our next steps here. Everybody is curious about what are our utilities. Obviously we've defined them, but where are we at in that process? What's the next step look like? When are we going to get to the point where we have a utility that is in market? And good news, is that we are a lot closer than I think any of us have shared before. CurePay has been a pretty big differentiator for our project and for the BSC space. There's been a significant amount of projects that have raised their hands, opted in, and said, I want to participate in CurePay. I want to have CurePay on my project. And they'll call it something else. It'll be called SafeMoon Pay or whatever that different thing is. But it will still be our technology that runs it. And that's going to be our utility, one of our utilities, that's going to directly impact our chart. So some great news here. We've been talking to, I'm not exaggerating here, definitely more than a dozen projects about CurePay, about how they can license it, how they can bring it into their project, how it can benefit Cure Token, and what we're trying to do here from a charity perspective, as well as grow our chart. And it's been very well received. The challenge that I've had personally, and we've had, is that CurePay is designed for Cure Token today. This has to be extended, it has to be changed a little bit in order to get it to work on other projects. This isn't an insurmountable issue. This isn't a big problem, but it's just it's coming down to making it bulletproof, future-proof, and making it more secure, building different sandboxes for different projects. So we've been doing that, and there's been a lot of development underway. There's one project, which I can't say their name because we are under a legal NDA with them, but it is a significant project, and it's a significant sort of catalyst to really take CurePay to that next level. We've had, Eric, how many, 2-3 meetings with them at this point? Is about 2 or 3? Probably 3.
Yeah. Yep. 3, 4th one next week.
Yeah, we have another meeting next week with them to finalize our agreement. This is a big move for our project. This is and we can't say, we haven't talked about this because we are under NDA. And this is a really big deal. So this project wants us to build a CurePay instance for them in order to get all of their people to be able to leverage the power of credit card and debit card rails at a very small percentage fee. Our benefit is that we're going to get a monthly liquidity fee as well as a transaction fee for every single person that interacts with this project. We're going to be taking a fee that's going directly into our chart. That's huge for us. This is one of, there's a lot of projects out there and meme tokens and meme projects. They don't have utilities like this. This is a pretty big differentiator, is that we have a real world utility that other projects now want to leverage, and nobody else has it in the marketplace. And the only ones who do have it in the marketplace are charging anywhere from 12 to 22% in fee. That's insane. So we want to be the lowest percentage player in the market. We want to have the best product, the most bulletproof product, and we want to have the best user experience. So those of you who've used CurePay, I hope you realize that this is a lot different than any other on-ramp that exists. You don't have to do a KYC before you can buy. That's a big differentiator. It's a very simple experience. Within 30 seconds to a minute, you get your email confirmation that you received your tokens, and now they're allocated to you. So it's a big differentiator. So the fact that other projects are wanting to come onto this platform, that's a testament to what we have here, the value of what we have here. And this first project that we're going to be onboarding is a significant project. So I'm really excited about that. This is about, I would say, about 2 to 3 weeks out. As Eric said, we do have a meeting next week to wrap up all of our agreements and, kind of figure out, all of our next steps. But the development side of it it's not significant. We're probably going to be a week to 2 weeks worth of development and testing and quality assurance before we actually release it. But having our first client onto CurePay is a big deal. And this is the first of many more that can come. And as I said, we've had multiple conversations with a lot of different projects, and all of them feel that this is the right product for their project. And they want to support charity. So this is the best of both worlds, that they get a great utility and they can support charity all with one checkbox. So some really cool stuff happening coming up here. But we have been under NDA, and we are under NDA, so I can't disclose too much more about this, but it's going to be a really big deal for our project. So outside of that, the big thing that I know I'm most excited about, and I know my team is, and I know a lot of the community is CureChain. And we released a press release right before, I think it was last week, right before we went to Daytona. So it would have been, I think, Tuesday morning. We released a press release formally announcing that Jim Nasser, formerly the head of blockchain technology for the CDC, is now on board our project and is helping almost in a CTO capacity or chief technology officer capacity. He's on board to help us bring this utility into the world. And this is a utility that does not exist today. And it's a way that we're going to expedite the process by which research occurs and reward people for access to their anonymous information. So you're going to be able to give your information anonymously and agnostically of you, and nobody will know it's you, and that is worth money. So there's data, all of that data is the health data that researchers want, health data, medical data, treatment data, all these different types of things is worth a lot of money. And why wouldn't you want to be the custodians of that data and the custodians of the revenue stream that comes with it? So that's what we're building. We've had, a lot of conversations. I think we started having conversations in September of last year, and we've had a lot. We've had a lot of meetings, a lot of different discussions about this. He has agreed to come on board, and that is now official. We did announce that last week, as I said. And now the next steps are that we're assembling a team of thought leaders within the industry. And this will be people in blockchain tech, in research, like the vertical of research, as well as just healthcare agnostically. And we're bringing together some of the biggest and brightest minds of the world together to help bring CureChain to life. And I'm super excited about it. I think this is, by far, this is going to be the biggest differentiator for our project. And, I'm going to go as bold as to say, this is a big differentiator for any project coming out of the BSC space. I don't think there's a lot of projects in the BSC space that have real world utilities, real world, the kind that everybody uses and doesn't even know what it rides on or the rails it rides on. But this is something that people are going to be benefiting from, researchers are going to be utilizing and benefiting from, and the whole ecosystem is going to be improved as a result. I'm just super bullish on this idea. I'm so excited about it. And we've had it validated, which is even better. One thing is just to have an idea, but it's another thing to have it validated by people who are in the industry, people who live this stuff day in and day out, and it's been validated. This is a real world viable utility, and we're going to build it first. So that is the future of Cure, among other things. I mean, there's a lot more going on, and I don't want to go too far into exactly what else is going on, but there's a lot more. But CurePay and CureChain are definitely going to be our differentiator in the world. So, but outside of that, there is a lot more going on. And I've hinted towards the past about potential forks or bridges and all that. I mean, those conversations are still happening. We're trying to figure out what's the best thing for all of the investors in this project. What is the best thing that's going to get us back to an all-time high, or make it so that people who invest now can double their money or triple their money, and people who invested at 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents can not only get back there, but also make some big gains. That's my objective. That's all of the team's objective, is how do we get there? What do we need to do? What are steps we need to take? And we have so many conversations about this, and we are working toward that. And CurePay and CureChain, sure, those are great examples of real world utility. Those are going to have cascading effects throughout the investments that everybody makes, but we have a lot more that is coming up. And that's also very exciting for me, to know where we're going to be taking this in what period of time. And obviously the NASCAR thing coming up in September, that's also a massive thing. There's not many projects that have the ability to sponsor NASCAR at the level that we sponsor NASCAR. I do know that one of the projects, just to put this in perspective, one of the projects that was at Daytona 500 alongside Kier Token was the project called Hex. Everybody knows Hex. It's a very solid project. They're up and coming. They're growing. They're trying to change the world just as we are. And they had a big presence there. They sponsored a car. They sponsored different swag or things that you would get, hats and stuff like that. And
they were throwing hats about, weren't they? And different lanyards and stuff like that. They went a bit crazy with it, to be honest, didn't they?
Yeah, they were over the top, and that is I say over the top, but that's nothing in comparison to what we're going to be doing. I mean, when people leave, NASCAR in September, they're going to know what Kier is. They're going to know what we believe in. They're going to know what we're doing. They're going to want to see what they can do to get involved. And Kier Token is definitely the spot where we're attracting people and trying to get them into. So as I said, I'm bullish about where we're going. I'm bullish about where we are. Even though it's a down market, even though there's war going on, even though everything is in flux right now, I truly believe that we have the right things in place today, and we're building even more to reinforce that foundation. And we have so much lined up coming up this year that this is going to be a pretty exciting journey. And it's disappointing for me. I take it pretty hard and emotionally when I see people, want to leave the project. I mean, to each their own. I understand everyone has their own personal circumstances, but it's disappointing to me that I know where we're going and I know the potential of what we have. And I'm just sad for them that they're missing out on the opportunity that we are building and that we're presenting and that we're, creating. And it's unfortunate for them, but it's also an opportunity for others. So, but enough of that. Kier Chain is definitely moving along. So next steps on that, Jim Nasser, myself, and a team of subject matter experts are meeting at, I think it's the third week of March, to really hone in on our white paper and how we get this to market. So it's a strategy session about what this thing is, how we communicate it, how fast this is going to get developed, what are going to be our barriers and our obstacles. We're going to run it through an innovation process. So we're going to have a stage-gated process that we're going to go through to prove and disprove different theories and concepts along the way. The outcome of this is at least going to be a white paper, which will be formally released. And there will be a significant amount of press. And I hope everyone has already seen the amount of press that we picked up from this. There's been a lot of journals, a lot of medical groups that have picked up on this partnership and have already started talking about it. We have a significant amount of podcasts that we've been doing and scheduling and having gone through the vetting process. These are extremely legitimate podcasts. These are outside of crypto community, almost entirely and exclusively in the healthcare industry. But this is another way that we're going to be talking about Kier, talking about the innovation, talking about how people can help support Kier in order to bring Kier Chain to life. There's a lot of these happening. So last week we did 2 of these, even while I was on the road, and we have many more of these coming up. We did invest and kind of double down on our public relations engine, our social outreach machine. We're just doubling down on all of these things to hone in on the right audience and targets and markets to really bring all of this to life. And all of this is shedding light onto the project, which is Kier Token. So it's extremely exciting, all of the momentum. I mean, there are so many things, like I like to describe them as tracks. There are so many tracks that are, going on right now, parallel to each other. that a lot of times people don't even know, and it's the charity track, and it's the technology, which is so much. There's the marketing side, which I know a lot of people say we're not doing marketing. We are doing a significant amount of marketing. It's crazy. We're doing tons of podcasts. We're scheduling AMAs. We're doing Twitter shilling and Twitter posts, and we're partnering with other groups. We partnered with up to and at least 3 projects at this point that we partnered with. We won Pixel Coin of the Week. We've won Pixel Coin of the Month. We're going to win Pixel Coin of the Year. We're doing a lot. And I know a lot of people don't see through kind of what we're doing. They don't see the Telegram, past the Telegram feed. But we got to get better at communicating what's going on, because there's a lot. And I can't even express how much is going on. And we have a lot of people working on it. And if there's anyone here that wants to participate in that, come on board, add some value, help us take this to the next level. I know there's a lot of people in the Telegram that do solicit, feedback. Like, here's some influencer you should reach out to. Here's a YouTuber we should go on. Keep sending that stuff. And a lot of times all of that costs a lot of money, and what we can do, we do, and what we can't, we try to find a way we can do it. But keep on sending it, because it demonstrates, that people are involved and that they're vested and they want to participate. And if you want to take a bigger stance in the project and you want to, help out more, and if you want to become a moderator or help with the admin with Gemma, or if you want to, just like do more for us and all of you, step up, because we can definitely utilize the help. We don't have enough hands to keep this moving, but we're doing what we can, and we got a lot going on. And I hope this all resonates, because we do really have a lot going on. And anyway, so that's not all of it. There's a lot more. So as I mentioned, I did lower the NFT lottery to 0.1 BNB. And if there's an issue with that, definitely raise your hand now. Also, we did receive the custom Harley Davidson motorcycle. So that is in our possession now. This is a custom Cure Harley Davidson motorcycle. We are setting up this week. We are setting up a raffle for that motorcycle, and it doesn't matter where you live in the world, whether you live in Asia or Europe, North America. It doesn't matter where you live. If you win it, you're going to get that bike. Yeah, and it's a pretty cool bike. I have not ridden it, but I did look at it. I did hear it. It sounds cool. I'm going to take some videos of it for everyone. It's pretty cool. It has air ride suspension with a little flip of a switch. You can lower the bike, raise the bike. It's entirely custom. I mean, there's nothing on this bike that is not customized in one way or another. It's going to be pretty cool. So somebody is going to win this bike, and I hope it's somebody who's in this voice chat right now. But if not, hopefully somebody so you can at least get an opportunity to take a look at it or ride it. But it's pretty cool. Additionally to that, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I actually have I guess a hobby, and that hobby is that I collect a thing called Scouts, International Scouts. Let me drop one in the chat here. All right. And you're all going to think I'm weird because of this, but this is one of my passions. So I'm going to drop it in right now. But these are vintage trucks. They were made from like the 60s through 81. They're old school. Anyway, long story short, we have a master builder of these things, somebody who rebuilds these professionally, that I'm talking to right now about doing a charity build with him for Cure, to build one of these, from the ground up, build a really beautiful one, and then do another raffle or another auction or some sort of sweepstakes for Cure Token to benefit, what we're trying to do here. So very excited about that. And the guy that I've been speaking to is like one of the most well-known builders in the world. And the vehicles that he builds are just beautiful. Actually, let me share his Instagram with you so you can see what these things look like because they're amazing. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. So here, I'll share his Instagram. All right. Yeah, here we go. So this guy is going to be coming on as, I hope, as a
Erica, is that what enslaved people did.
as a partner. There you go. Take a look at that. But we've been talking about what we can be doing together in order to raise awareness, increase peer token, and what he does is he builds scouts. What we do is we have a project and we raise money and all that. So we're trying to bring it all together. So this could be a really cool partnership. So I'll keep everyone posted on this, but definitely take a look at his Instagram. All right. So I've talked about a lot of stuff today. Filled you all in on Daytona, on NASCAR. I haven't filled you in entirely on NASCAR because we are under NDA on a lot of different tactics that we're deploying, but we have a lot going on with that. And we feel that that partnership is going to open up, Cure Token to an entirely new audience that would never have seen it. Outside of all of these types of things that I've already discussed, we are aggressively looking at different marketing tactics. Marketing in the crypto space changes and it morphs and it adapts.
Jake, I'm going to interrupt you there, mate. Have we actually spoken to them about AA yet?
About AA, we have not.
Go on.
All right. Now's the time?
Yeah. I stopped
All
you
right.
before. I'll give you permission this time.
All right. Last time you said, don't mention it. Don't mention it. All right. I'll talk about this. All right. So everyone knows American Airlines, right? I hope. American Airlines, one of the biggest airlines in the world, definitely the biggest in the United States. So American Airlines actually, through one of their marketing partners, reached out to us and through Eric and said, hey, we want to promote and help promote Cure Token and, pediatric cancer and the foundation and all of the things that you're doing. And what they offered to us was, well, let me preface this. Has everyone been on a flight before? If you haven't, let me describe it to you. But you go onto a plane, you sit on the plane, you're in this crappy little seat, and the only thing you got is your phone or your iPad or the screen. Hopefully there's a screen in front of you on your seat. And the problem is that, you don't get Wi-Fi, or if it is, you got to pay for it, whatever else. It's a horrible experience. Flying is crappy. So anyway, long story short, whenever you log into their Wi-Fi or watch a movie, one of their free movies or free entertainment on American Airlines, you have to watch some commercials in order to get through that process. And once you do that, then you're allowed access. They've offered us one of those spots. So they put together a video for us. We sent them some assets. They recorded the voiceover. They put together a really beautiful video for us. And that video is going to be airing on every single American Airlines flight for 2 months. And I believe it's May and June. Is that right, Eric? May and June?
Yeah, May and June. It was going to be May, but then Jacob managed to get June out of them as well.
Yeah. So we got 2 months. Every single person on every single American flight throughout the entire world is going to log into the internet. They're going to see a video, and that video is going to be about Cure Token.
Or on TV screens as well. I mean, when we talk about it, we're talking 22 million people a month.
A month.
They're going to be looking at this.
Yeah, there's 80,000 flights per month. And it's 160,000 flights that our videos are going to be shown on. This is massive, and the best part about this is multiple things. One is they reached out to us. Second thing is, this is prime exposure. I mean, this is like companies pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this exposure, and we're not paying that. They're coming to us because They heard about us. They believe in what we're doing. They believe in the mission. They believe in the cause, and they want to get involved. This is massive for us. I hinted towards it, 2 weeks ago, and Eric cut me off short because we were still kind of in negotiation with them around what we were doing, but we've gotten past that phase. We gave the final assets for the video. We gave the final approval this week. This is a go. This is happening. And the best part about it is it talks about Cure Token. The second thing is it talks about Cure Pay, which means people in the skies watching this are going to be able to log into Cure Pay and are going to be able to buy into our project. So it's you can see how all of this is coming full circle. I talked months and months and months ago about how we're going to be attracting many more people from outside of crypto space than from inside. That's happening. We're bringing the NASCAR fans, the mainstream media. We're bringing American Airlines. We're bringing all of these things around our project that other cryptocurrency projects, they don't have access to. And we have it because of the foundation, because of the charity, because of what we're doing. And all of this is going to have a direct impact on our project at the end of the day. So this is pretty significant. I can't imagine paying for this because this would be an astronomical amount of money. And I'm just grateful for being given this privilege of bringing Cure Token to the forefront, and that's what this is, and this is awesome. So that's
and one of the great things about covering those months as well is there's actually 11 crypto exhibitions across the United States of America over those 2 months. So for those 11 exhibitions, you're going to have crypto enthusiasts
in Dubai,
flying on the plane,
San Francisco, Miami, New York,
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They're going to be Texas. They're going to be everywhere, and they're going to be on the planes looking at Cure Token. As someone who knows crypto, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, this is a big differentiator for us. I'm glad you brought that up, Eric, because there's so much going on that was actually so low on my priority list of topics. But you're right, it's a big topic. I mean, this is a big differentiator for any project, in the fact that we got the space because of what we are and what we've done and what we've accomplished. I think that's pretty cool. So, well, awesome. Well, then, so the ad's going live. I saw a question here. It's May. So I think it's May 1st. So if you haven't booked a flight to somewhere around the world, definitely book it on American Airlines. Take some videos of the video and share it so that we can all see it. But it's pretty cool. Also, when I get a final draft, which supposedly is going to be tomorrow, because they owe it to American Airlines tomorrow. Once I get that, I'll share it with the community. But what I've seen so far looks pretty good. And the voiceover was great, and the story was good. So it's going to be pretty cool. But outside of that, unless there's anything else anyone or Eric has, I think that's the end of my short list here. Just a reminder, though, I did decrease from 0.115 BNB to 0.1 BNB for the NFTs, which looks like they have been selling. We are so close to reaching 250. So close. And I can't wait to spin the wheel and award some of these prizes to all of you. And I can't wait to get to those next targets. Those next targets, the prizes get bigger. There's more prizes. And all of your entries that you've done for target 1 carry over into target 2 through 6. So, you don't worry about not having a ticket later. This ticket is just another one. You can go buy more and more and more along the way. So definitely get there. We're at 228 right now, and we need to get to 250. All right, so I'll pause there because we have covered off on a lot, and we're 50 minutes into this. But I want to turn it over to anyone who may have any questions or any other topics I may have neglected to discuss. But as everyone knows, this is an AMA, so take this opportunity to ask of myself or anyone else in this group, kind of any questions you may have, concerns, anything, like where are we going? What are we doing? I heard this, I heard that, whatever. Bring it all to the table now, because now is the opportunity to hear firsthand, unfiltered, a real world response, and take us up on that opportunity. So if you do have questions, definitely speak up now.
And if not now, guys, don't forget we've got the AMA in the other channel, which has been posted a few times on the 2nd of March. So what's that? That's going to be Wednesday at 2 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Yeah, I think it's the 2nd, yeah. But I do see so many people here who normally have a lot of questions, like Suhaib, Mandoshi, CryptoCure, Tofik. I mean, if anyone does have any questions, definitely ask now, or feel free to just write them in the chat or reach out to me later. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Jacob.
Hey, Mandoshi, how's it going?
Can you explain for some people that still are a little confused as how CureChain is going to work, or the idea behind CureChain?
Yeah. There's a lot. I don't want to talk too long on this because I could talk for the next day on this topic. But there's a lot that goes into it. So CureChain. I'll tell you the whole story real quick, and I'll try to keep it really brief. So while sitting during the pandemic, I, as well as a lot of other people, thought to themselves, how is it that we're able to come out with a vaccine so quickly? We can't even, solve the flu, the cold. I mean, just some of these basic things that are ailments for us on a yearly basis, we can't treat. We treat them, but we can't, fix it or cure them inevitably. And, so, as everyone knows, I work in technology and innovation as my career. So my brain is always racing. I'm always trying to think of, I see something, I say, how did they do that? How do you break that apart and build it into something else? Or what are the different components that went into that in order to make that a success? That's what my brain does naturally. And while sitting in the pandemic, I did that with, COVID. I did that with the pandemic. Like, how is it that we were able to come out with a vaccine so quickly and then within months have it be readily accessible throughout the world? And, by breaking that down, it's actually not a complex problem. It's actually a pretty simple problem to solve. The 3 criteria that I identified, one of which was that researchers stopped working in silos and pockets in different groups all over the world, and they started collaborating. Okay, that's key, is the collaboration side of it. The second thing is that they had access to a massive amount of data, more data than they can get access to today on any rare disease or cancer or anything else. They just don't get access to the amount of data that they need in order to be successful. And then the third piece of it is that there was a pretty significant motivator. And that motivator, unfortunately, was death. People didn't know how bad the pandemic was going to be. They didn't know how it was going to affect themselves personally, their loved ones, their extended families. They had no idea. So it was a fear factor that triggered in their brains. Like, we got to do something. We got to act fast. We got to work together. We got to solve this problem, this world problem. And everybody came together. And the result was we came out with 5 vaccines at least, and they were readily available mainstream very quickly. This is something that I don't think should be isolated to times of crisis or a pandemic or, world chaos. This is something that could be replicated at any point. We just need to arm the researchers and the research communities and the scientists and the healthcare facilities and just the whole network. We need to arm them with the resources in order to replicate that, in order to make that happen again and get the breakthroughs faster, get the results faster. And I believe this is possible. I believe it's possible through technology. And that's what was the concept that drove CureChain. So CureChain, summing it up, it is a reward-based, dynamic NFT reward-based blockchain. So the concept is that by you or I opting in our medical information anonymously, so nobody knows it's you or I, it's just data, but by opting in our data, and hopefully it's rare disease data or cancers or diabetes or heart disease. It's stuff that's very specific and chronic, or catastrophic diseases, rather than you go for your yearly checkup, if that, and you're fine every year. It's probably not the best there. But it's for all of those other types of things that they need access to information. They need access to data. So by giving that data, opting in your information or your child's information into this system, you will be passively rewarded. You will get tokens. You'll get economics coming out of it. You'll get money coming out of it, which you're not getting today for your data, which is your information. You are the custodians of that data. Yet you're not able to make money from it. You're not able to earn from it. That other people are looking to earn from it. Healthcare institutions, pharmaceutical companies are buying it. You got government organizations all throughout the world that are monetizing it. Why can't you monetize it? That's fundamentally the concept. Is by sharing your data, you will get rewarded. The flip side of that is that researchers now have access to data that they would never have had access to. And they need access to data. They need data. That's the fuel that keeps the machine going. So by giving them access to data, they're then rewarding through tokenomics. They're rewarding the people who contribute it, as well as creating that third piece, that third tier, which is the motivator. And that's what Cure is the vehicle to produce, is that motivation. And in the case of the pandemic, it was a fear motivation, because you didn't know how bad it was going to be or how it was going to affect you or your loved ones. But in the future, it needs to be a monetary. All of this ecosystem needs to be driven from a community perspective. There's a lot of decisions being made, worldwide decisions being made on our healthcare, on the research that gets done, on the research, the tactics that get deployed, or what areas of problems and ailments are we spending research dollars. Those decisions aren't getting made by you or I. Those decisions are getting made by people that don't have the context, frankly. It's government organizations, it's pharmaceutical companies, it's lobby groups, it's all of these different organizations and people, and just people at this 36,000 foot view, not the people who need it, not the people who are directly affected. And this whole blockchain, this whole ecosystem is going to be community driven, which means we're going to be the ones who are influencing where time gets spent, effort gets deployed, where resources get spent, where money gets allocated. All of those things are going to be controlled through community initiatives. And that's a big differentiator. So flipping the healthcare system on its head, because right now it's a top-down system. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, it's a top-down system. And we need to change that. We need to make it be a ground-up system. So that's Cure Chain summing it up. I wish I could have done that in 30 seconds as opposed to 30 minutes. But Mandoshi, I hope that explained kind of where Cure Chain is today, where it's going, and what problems it's going to be solving in the future. I think we lost Mandoshi during that. I bored him. Boy, I told you I could talk for hours on this topic.
It's recorded. Don't worry, Jake.
Good. All right. So any other questions? I see a lot of people on here that normally ask a lot of questions. So if you do have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, as Eric mentioned, reach out to us. We're always accessible. This week has not been an accessible week for me, but I am usually normally accessible. But feel free to reach out after this or put it into the chat. We got some great team members behind this. We got Stuart and Gemma and Freddie and Mikey and Eric, and more. We got Mandoshi and Alex. There's so many people behind this project that I can't even list them all that just are here to support the project.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, how's it going?
All good. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Roberto?
I'm very, very good. I have a quick question. So, when are we gonna be able to see the Cure car on a race? Do you have a specific date?
We do. Yeah. So the actual race is taking place September 11th, which is Pediatric Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The race is going to be in Kansas City,
Okay.
which I've never been to Kansas City racetrack, so that'd be pretty cool. And we are inviting the community. So by purchasing NFT and winning, you can potentially win tickets. But outside of that, I want to see as many people as I can supporting Cure there. So if you want to go, reach out and we'll figure something out. But it's going to be in Kansas City. We're going to have a massive marketing campaign and advertising campaign, both through Cure Token as well as through NASCAR and other channels leading up to that event to take it over the top. And NASCAR is turning September into the month of pediatric cancer. It's going to be a pretty crazy experience because pediatric cancer has not been on the forefront like breast cancer, for example. And not to diminish it, but like ALS or breast cancer, they get a lot of spotlight, and pediatric cancer does not. And this is going to be the first opportunity that a major sports organization is taking that leap to dedicate an entire month to this cause. So Cure is going to be at that spotlight. So everywhere you see NASCAR, you're going to see Cure, whether it be on radio, TV, online, everywhere throughout that entire month. So it's going to be pretty exciting and looking very forward to it. So Roberto, if you can make it out to Kansas City, definitely more than welcome. We'll figure out how to get you tickets out there.
And how we thought about putting like a booth or something about Cure, like on those races.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because this is something maybe I shouldn't be sharing this, but I'll tell you about it. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, we're in early talks.
We have talked about this. We talked about hosting a fundraiser at the event. So inviting like 200 or 300 people to the event, all around Cure. So that's one thing. The second thing is we're looking at getting little die-cast cars made of Cure Token cars that every single person who enters into the stadium will get one. As everybody, doesn't matter, kid, child, adult, every single person who enters gets one. So that's one tactic. The second thing is we're talking about doing a complete buyout of all of the advertising space throughout the entire stadium. They have giant screens. They have different billboards throughout all of, not just stadium, but also Kansas City. So we've spoken with, Outfront Media, which owns all of the billboards throughout Kansas City. So we're talking with them to figure out what is it going to take in order to get that there, and can we get them donated? Because a big piece of this is that, we're, obviously a cryptocurrency, but at the end of the day, we're also a foundation. We're also a charity. There's a lot of synergies there, and a lot of people resonate with that and want to help us out. So that's a big thing. So we're looking at a complete buyout. We're looking at giving away things to every single person who enters. We're looking at the big charity event. We're also looking at having a tent at the venue so that when people pass through the gates, they can get more information on Cure Token. We may even have people signing them up on CurePay, for all I know. Trying to take this to that next level. Like, how can we activate this? Because one thing is to spend money on awareness campaigns. It's another thing to convert that and translate that into action. And, for all of you who know me, that's my background, is how do you do that? How do you turn awareness into an action, into a conversion? And, my brain is racing with all of that stuff. And I know Eric is as well. Eric and I have talked about this for weeks about what we can be doing. And he's connecting us with, for those of you who don't know what Eric's role is, he's really the one who goes out and tries to, we come up with an idea and he tries to go out and say, okay, you got to talk to this person, this person, this person. He calls, he emails, he finds somebody to get a referral. We're going to talk to that person inevitably. That's Eric's kind of forte. He can make that happen. And we're getting some amazing meetings with people. MRN was one of the meetings he discussed. They own, NASCAR media, and they love our project. They love what we're doing. They love the idea, So all of these meetings, it sounds like that's a lot of our life is just meetings, but all of that has a purpose, And Roberto, what you were describing is like, what are you guys going to be doing there? You're just going to have a car racing around? No, we're going to have a lot more cars racing around. It's going to be a lot.
One of my concerns really was because I think when we were speaking with Noah, I think I got a sense that in NASCAR, there's not a lot of people that see or that knows a lot about crypto right now, and that's another hurdle that we need to also be conscious about.
Yeah,
But
exactly
that's
right.
one of the, sorry to interject, that's one of the points that NBC wanted to speak to us about and wanted to meet with us early in the season, was
Yeah.
because they want to do like education pieces. Because as you say, in terms of crypto, it's not really in NASCAR. But I mean, you say that, but when we went to Daytona, Floyd Mayweather's car had NFT stuff all over it. You could
Yeah.
scan the car and it'd take you to a page to buy an NFT.
Yeah, they had a
So
plane flying
it is
above
coming
the
into
skies that was all
Yeah.
NFT. You know, it was an
free
Oh.
NFTs. I was
Yeah.
not connecting my wallet to that.
No.
No way. That's definitely taking everything out your wallet. But they want to do educational pieces. When we spoke to Matt Cowlig, he's looking at doing some education as well in terms of getting people to understand crypto more. Because you got to remember, only 4% of the world's population are in crypto. The thing that's
Correct.
going on in Ukraine and Russia at the moment is really highlighting crypto as a
In a big
usable
way.
asset.
Yeah.
Massive. So the attitude is going to change in the next quarter. It's an exciting time. Obviously not for Ukraine or Russia, but for crypto as a whole, it's going to be an exciting time. I think it's going to change a lot of attitudes. So we will be running full educational pieces in press, on Twitter, everywhere, to get more people knowledgeable of blockchain, what it is, what it can do, and then how to buy Cure as well. So that's our target.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons, months ago that we decided we want to build Cure Pay, was because of that. Because we knew, back then that there were going to be a lot of people coming in who want to buy into the project, but they don't understand anything about crypto. That's what Cure Pay is solving. I know a lot of people today who use Cure Pay are crypto people, and they struggle with it because they're like, where are my wallet keys and where's this? And it's not designed for us. It's designed for, it's designed for my grandma, frankly. It's designed for people who just want to participate in the project, but they don't ever want to know what a wallet is, never want to care about what are private keys. That's what this is geared for. And I can guarantee NASCAR is 99.9% of those people. So it's going to be a good tie-in for us. And I know we when we announced it, I was hoping for a bigger lift, but I know exactly why that didn't happen. It's because they don't know what this thing is. That's the reason. And we just need to educate, as Eric said. This is a process of marketing, education, and tutorials, and just bringing it all together. But we have a strategy for this. This isn't like we're just like, I hate to throw other projects under the bus, but it's not like we're just saying, let's go do a billboard in Times Square and see what the fuck happens. You know what's going to happen. You're going to get a big lift on your chart because people think it's going to create a rise. It creates all the hype, and then people sell. That's not what we're doing here. We're trying to build something that is going to be sustainable and that's going to have sustainable growth. And that's the mission. And everything that we're doing and everything we're putting into this project is about that. And you can look at the chart, you can, whatever. We're working at that. That's our mission. And we're going to get this thing to that next level. I know we are. There's 0% chance in my head that this is not going to happen. It's just a matter of how we do it and the strategy that we deploy and the people that we enroll and the different companies and partnerships and sponsorships that we do along the way that all ladder up to that mission and that objective. But it's going to happen. I have no doubt about it. So it's, but you're right. It's a great question to ask, Roberto. Your question, like, why are we doing this? And these people, are they crypto people? No, they're not. But we're gonna figure out how do we do that. And as Eric was alluding to or mentioned, the NASCAR people, there's a lot of crypto projects in NASCAR right now, way more than I thought when we were out there. He mentioned Floyd Mayweather's team with NFTs. There was who's that other one? It was who's that other? Hex. Hex, as I mentioned.
They spent $750,000 and the car didn't even place.
They didn't even race. They didn't even race. So it's it's crazy that they spent that much money, and they raised all that money from the community as well, which is crazy. But yeah, Roberto, we should talk more about this because I think it's so important that people are a part of that strategy and that we are deploying, because this isn't just like we're saying, let's do this and let's do that and let's try this and let's try that. That's not what this is. we've got a plan, we've got a mission, and we are deploying stuff strategically, we're like an army moving things forward little by little towards that mission, towards that goal. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people don't get to see the full picture. They don't get to see everything that we're doing from a tactic perspective. But this is a very well thought through strategy. This is not let's go try this and see what happens. That's not what this is. So, well, cool. Thanks for bringing that up, Roberto.
Oh, thank you, Jacob.
All right. Well, I think that may conclude the AMA, unless anyone else has any last minute thoughts. But we've covered off on a lot today. We want to get this. We recorded this because there's a lot of people who are not on. It is Sunday. Sunday is not a great day for crypto in general. Oh, wait, we see a comment real quick. One more comment from Big Daddy in our chat. He's exactly right about this. NASCAR fans are extremely charitable. And I think it's a good tie-in. I think the charity side with the crypto, it's not just we're leading with like Hex, just crypto. We have the charity angle as well. Race for a Cure, the cause, pediatric cancer. Oh, and by the way, here's this Cure Token project out here where you can get involved and you can actually invest and you can actually, do some good at the same time. So I think all of the different prongs that we have in our strategy are all coming together in a pretty cool way. So thanks for bringing that up, sir. And yeah, that's it on the chat. So, but anyway, so thank you everyone for attending this Sunday AMA. We've gone over an hour at this point, but I think it's important that you all realize and understand what we're doing, what we've done, what we're doing today, what we're doing tomorrow, because it's at the end of the day, this is all of our project, and we need to all be involved in the strategy. You all need to know about it. You all need to help drive it. You all need to be influencing it. So all of those things, definitely reach out to me or any of the community members, and we will, we'll listen and we'll take advice and we'll push things forward, just as we are. So a lot is coming up this week. Just short term here, we got AMAs, podcasts. I think we have another press release going out this week, if I'm correct. And we got a lot happening here. So just stick with us, stick with momentum, believe in where we're going, because I'm telling you, this is Cure Chain and Cure Pay. Cure Pay with a new project, Cure Chain for the future. All of these things are going to be just a massive differentiator for us. I mean, to think that we're a BSC project and we're making so many big waves in the crypto world is pretty cool and pretty remarkable. So thank you everyone for being a part of it. Thank you for listening to this AMA. And if you do have any further questions, definitely reach out in the community on Twitter, Telegram, Facebook. Reach out to all of us. And other than that, have a great rest of your weekend. For those of you that this is your weekend. Otherwise, I will be here all week. We can talk more. And I think we have another AMA internal to our group scheduled for Thursday. So I hope to see everybody there, and I'll have many more updates for you at that point. So thank you, everyone.
Jacob.
All right. Take care. Bye.